I'm not a fan of taking below market value because it's so difficult, if ever, to catch up. Let's say you get an offer for $150,000. I'm just making it up. But the market value of the seat is $175 to $225. Your response should be, thank you so much for the offer, because I think I'm the right gal for the job as well. But I've done my homework, and the market value of the seat is between $175 and $225. If your offer was somewhere in that range, I would hit that bid. And if they say, oh, but we've done our homework, and we know you're making 125, so 150 is ahead of the game, your response is, it's irrelevant what I'm making now, because surely you want me to deliver with excellence, and so you would want me to be compensated for the contribution that I'm going to make. So the range, I'm there. But don't do it. Don't step back and take it below, because if you do, you're going to have a hard time catching up.
What's sort of in there too is that you shouldn't be afraid to negotiate.
That's exactly right. You have to, because it says something about you're willing to take a job and you're being asked for an A product, but you're willing to take something that's really a C or a D in terms of the compensation. Now, let's say you're in a role where you negotiated poorly when you went in. Now you need to have the conversation and say, I've done the homework, and this is the value of the seat. Tell me how we are going to get here.
Yes, so congratulations on landing the interview. Yeah, you excited? Yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited to get started, man. Yes. So the job, obviously, as you can see, we do advertise a salary between $175,000 and the higher end up to $225,000. And we can see that you was on a considerably low prior to you landing this interview for this new job. So we would like to offer you a starting position of $150,000 in this economy. Are you happy to accept the offer? No. Yeah. What's up, people? Jay back for another video on the Spoken Word Media Hub. Yeah. Again, big up to those subscribers, big up to the new subscribers, big up to everybody that watches this. As always, your love and support doesn't go unnoticed. Please smash the like button in this video. Thank you for getting here over to the channel to get over 200 subs. We're now on 210. Again, road to 1,000k. When we get to the road to 1,000, I say 1,000 because huge benchmark. If we get to 1,000, we will do, because you know the mission is to take over. We are going to get this channel to everyone in the planet, living and dead, is going to subscribe to the channel. Yeah. And even the ones that are no longer living, we're going to get the power of attorney to get it subscribed. They're going to be subscribed. No, I'm joking, man. I'm messing around. But anyway, big up, guys. As you just saw, that video was a woman called Carla Harris, who's a motivational speaker, author, etc. And she was on, I think, on a podcast, and she was talking about how to negotiate a lowball offer. Because here's the thing, right? Where this, I think this topic is very important. That's why I would like to cover it. It is very, very important, because this is a big part of everybody's lives, whether you like it or not. When you're working, it's at the end of the day, no one's working for nothing. Yeah, we work to live, we work to pay bills, and also we work to have some fun and dial down time, because we all need to make money out here. The money makes the world goes round, and we all deserve to live a somewhat adequate, satisfactory life. Yeah, some at the higher end will get more than others. That's always been like that, but that's just how it is. But generally, work is not easy, man. It's not an easy facet of our life, and it's very, very difficult. However, now in that example, we're just gonna go with that example. I'm not gonna change it, because the principles still apply regardless. Yeah, I can't be bothered to be changing the numbers, because we're just gonna go with it. Now, a lot of people, let's get into it. So as you can see, Carla Harris explains why you shouldn't keep a lowball offer after being offered a new position, right? And she touched on some very good points. I see. So let's be honest. Like, we see a lot of that's America. I'm based in the UK, but this is a thing across different countries: America, the UK, Canada, and even like it seems like it's spreading throughout. And this is what you call like this is like the first thing you'll show to, like, say, capitalism, right? When you land in a job, we worked very hard to land a job. You've gone through the interview process. It's very difficult to find work as it is, especially in certain parts of the world these days. We got high cost living in America, the United Kingdom, and other parts now. Yeah, things are not easy. So we got to get the best offer for ourselves possible that is fair and reasonable and honest, right? Here's the thing. Unfortunately, some organizations and businesses, if they can get away with not being fair, they will take liberties. There's a saying: you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. Yeah, big saying, and unfortunately that's a harsh reality. A lot of the time, it's not about what's fair and it's about what you negotiate. Yeah, because as far as they're concerned, they're saving a lot of money. Now, here's the issue with this, right? She touched on something very important, because a lot of you people, and I understand it from what you're saying. If you've been out of work for a very long time, or you ain't got much savings, or this is like your first, you need a job. There's a saying: beggars can't be choosers, right? But you've been offered the job on merit. You've had to convince and showcase in front of a panel of people, or even one person, or whoever the powers that be, that you should be given an opportunity. You've gone and done that, and then as soon as it comes to paying you, now they want to give you some lowball offer. Why? And then this is what they do. So, an example, and I hate this, right? She's given an example of the job offers. The starting salary is $175,000 upwards to $225,000, and they're gonna offer $150,000, and then the justification for it is, well, we saw in your last job that you was on $125,000. So a lot of this is psychology. So as a candidate, they're thinking, well, that's a $25,000 pay rise, yeah. So in the grand scheme of things, that's a huge pay rise. Yeah, people struggle to get like £1,000 pay rise in their annual salary for the jobs what they do. Let alone 25,000. However, let's go with it, right? I don't know what job that is, but it's obviously clearly a very high paying job. Now, a lot of people will feel like that person should take it. At the end of the day, if you've got no other options or no job, you're gonna take it. I understand. It's still wrong. How can a person say, we done your homework, you was on 125,000, so you should happily take 150,000, when a job clearly states that the starting is $175,000? It doesn't matter. Because I noticed with it, especially this is on LinkedIn, and I'm glad that this clip was based around a LinkedIn topic, because I see it all the time. I see on like my feed always, every week I see a post similar to this, where someone's got a whole paragraph talking about asking jobs to stop lowballing candidates. Listen, if they can get away with it, they're gonna try it on. It's up for the candidate to try and stop it from happening. Yeah, if I was a cleaner, for example, argument's sake, and I don't know how much they get paid. Let's just say I was on 18.5K for the year as a cleaner, and then I decide that I want to be a bloody hedge fund manager. I don't know how much they get paid. Let's just say 106 figures, and the starting salary is, I don't know what the salary, but let's say 100K. How are you gonna say to me, yeah, oh, well, you're on 18.5K, so you should be grateful for 50K? No, it doesn't work like that, B. So I know with these jobs, yeah, a lot of them try to treat you. A lot of these jobs try to treat your whole self. Let me take the glasses off, man, because it's actually straining me. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but I thought I look cool on camera, innit? But a lot of these jobs, they seem to think that your whole career is their business, and like they seem to think that your past. They're always asking you these days more and more, how much, what salary you expecting, what salary you was on before. Why does that matter? Because the agenda is how can we try and shaft you. Because here's the thing, you think you're getting a great deal by them offering you slightly more, but really and truly they're actually undercutting you because they know that's not to get paid. Company saves about huge amounts of money. It's all about the beginning is most important, because again they try to make your career their business. Yeah, you should be able to apply to whatever you want. Yeah, I was speaking to my parents like not recently, yeah, saying that back in the day you could like go to a job and then finish that and start a new one tomorrow. These days, like a lot of these careers, they seem to think that it's up to them to dictate your career trajectory. That you must, because you was doing this before, you can only do this for your career going forward. And a lot of people buy into it. No, you can do whatever the hell you want. It's your life. I can decide what I can do what I want. If I want to be a pilot tomorrow, I'll be a pilot. If I want to be a cleaner tomorrow, I'll be a cleaner. If I want to be a bus driver, I'll be a bus driver. If I want to be an astronaut, I'll be an astronaut. This is what they do. They seem to think that it's up to them to decide what your career is and dictate your potential and your career path. No, it's not. You said what you want to do, not what they want to do. Who are these people? They're just listen, man. You can do what you want, and that's why they do these kind of things, bro. I find it very insulting. They're like saying, well, you should be grateful that you're getting this because it's two separate careers. They like to conflate your whole career. I don't need to justify my whole backstory to you. My backstory is what is my chapter. I'm the director of my own movie. It's not for you to decide, oh, well, you should. No, get out of here. Who the hell do you think you are? Like, who the hell do you think you are? I'm sick and tired of these bloody organisations thinking that it's acceptable to just lowball people because they think that their chapter someone else was different. It's so disrespectful. It's so condescending. It's so condescending. And this is where it goes down into. This is where it comes under slightly the class system in this country, where people at different spectrums of the in a class. So I say personally, a lot of people think that when we made up of a class system that is purely socio-economically level. It's socio-economic. It's not. A lot of it is psychological. In fact, I will say most of it is psychological. Yes, a big factor is socio-economic, but I think a lot of it is psychological. It's your perception of your position in society and the world. Because a lot of people on, like, maybe for example, like working class people, they will feel more inclined to accept this. I'm going to keep it real. They'll feel more inclined to accept it because this is the thing. What they're doing is they're subconsciously conditioning your mind to be grateful for certain certain things. Where other people from certain classes, like middle classes, they'll feel bloody entitled, or they'll feel like no, we're not accepting this. I'm not saying this is all the case, but I'm saying that this is what they do. It's a conditioning thing. You believe that you should do that. You go home to your family. Imagine you're one of the few that have such a strong mentality, yeah. And you was to say, nah, I negotiated, they tried to shaft me, so I walked out. They'd be like, huh? What are you talking about? We've never earned, as a family in our background, there's never been like history of people earning near that amount of money. So don't be stupid, take the thing. And I get it, I understand it, of course. And also, if you haven't got another position lined up, you probably will be inclined to do it, because at the end of the day, it's still going to make a significant change to your circumstances, if that's the key. If your family as a kid, your parents was only earning, I don't know, the average money or below average money, they were struggling, whatever. And let's say they were earning 20k each. That's 40k household, and that's all you typically know. Those are the ranges, and then all of a sudden you're the first person that's gonna earn 80k, but the job actually is supposed to be around 100k, 20k difference. Of course, you significantly it's going to make a significant change to your life. So I understand why they would take it, because at the end of the day, there's reality, and you probably need it. You probably your first position in a new industry. It doesn't take away from the principle. It's still bloody wrong that they do these kind of things. It's still wrong, because what you're doing is, she said, she's got a good point. Once you accept that kind of stuff, you're gonna find it hard to catch up. I'll tell you why. Because she said that you've done your research, you feel like you've made a mistake, you've thought critically about the situation, you accepted a lowball offer, and then the demands they're gonna make of you, and it's let's say you was to go back to them and say, hey, I know that we spoke about, I accepted 150,000 in that example she given, but the starting salary is 175,000, so that's 25k deficit compared to just the starting salary, right? That position, whatever that is. And then you try to go back to them and say, having done my research and I feel I deserve this. And they say, okay, cool, let's have a discussion. Do you really think that you can go and off the starting salary that you know is 175,000, the starting, a 25k increase? Get out of here. No way, you can't. You can't. You've set the bar too low. The bar is so below, they can't do that, because it's not human nature. You struggle to get a 5k increase, 2.5k increase. And also, even if you ask the question of how do we get there, that's going to take years to get there. Take a very long time, generally. You get the obvious exception, but generally it's going to take a long time. You need to understand that 25k that they shafted on you, they've saved that company so much money. They're not going, and now they've got used to the idea that they ain't got to give you that money. So how are you gonna go back to them and say, oh, can you give me $175,000 because I've done my research? They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do it. Even if you got to $160,000, increase it by 10, you're still 15k below the start. Remember, the start was 175,000. The higher range, the end scale was 225,000. You're in trouble. She's right. You can't do it. This is why the beginning is always important. When you set the bar so low, you need to understand that it's going to be very difficult to get, if anything, to catch back up, because they've got you now. They've got you in that corner. The only way that can change, and this is what happens, and this is where it backfires for some of these companies, because I've seen it on LinkedIn as well. What you have to do, if you want to make that kind of money, and especially that's going to be your first job in that industry, and you got to make yourself, you got to get that experience. Because now at this point, it's going to be about just getting the experience. Because you get the experience, you build yourself up, yeah. Don't make no noise, and then don't complain too much. Don't like backchat. Basically, be Mr. Compliant or Mrs. Compliant. Don't rock the boat, status quo, all that kind of nonsense, yeah. And then let's say you do 2-3 years there. Then if you go to another organisation that's similar to the one you was in, that does the same kind of work, you've now got some kind of experience doing this particular position, and then you can jump into them and demand the money. You won't get it at the same company you started off with. And then that company now got to cry that they lost somebody and they got to do it all again, because this is where their capitalistic greed backfires, but it's too late. But that's the route you have to go down. So you're still going to take your while as well. So it's all about the standards that you hold as well. But I get it. It's one of them ones where you feel like here's the thing, right? It's a lot of it is imposter syndrome as well. It's imposter syndrome. If you're used to having little, and then you get offered something higher, you feel grateful and humbled that you did it, even if in fact you're still not getting the best offer, or nowhere near the offer, you're getting shafted because you just want to be there. It's a mentality thing, which goes back to what I was saying about the conditioning as well. My mum told me a story about her friend, right, who's elevated in her career. So she's now in a decent paying job, and apparently she said to one of the colleagues that so they're doing certain work, but the colleague, they understand what type of time it is. They understand that they get paid good bucks to do this stuff. And then obviously my mom's friend, whose career didn't start off like that, nowhere near that, who's had to elevate over years, she's thinking that raw. It's kind of like she's questioning like, raw, should we do it more? Because you're conditioned to believe that, yo, you gotta get them sleepless nights, you gotta be tired, you gotta be hungry, you gotta rush your food, you can't even enjoy the taste, you're just filling your belly, you can't even like enjoy the flavors of that chicken, that spicy rice, that pasta with salad. You can't even enjoy them flavors. You gotta be like some workhorse to earn that money. And then basically the colleagues, what I'm basically trying to say, the colleagues like, no, light work, that's what we do. It's one of them ones because a lot of people equate to hard work to money. It's not the case. Sometimes what you got offered is where you deserve to be, but you in your mind, it's like you believe that you're not worth that stuff. So psychologically, you don't think that it's meant for you because you're not used to it. It's one of them ones. Like it's sad, but that ties in back to why you're getting things like this. So the moral story is, yes, negotiate the best you can. Understand that you're not gonna get necessarily the highest rate because companies aren't gonna do that, especially at first. But don't let them try not to let them shed you. Like, make sure that if you feel like you're getting shot, like, no, have a conversation about it. Now, if you see your first job again and you really need that job that badly, you really want that job, and you really think it can elevate you in the long run, if you do it, fair enough. But but try not to make it a habit of saying, let's just accept it because I'm not used to doing this, blah blah blah. Because this is how it keeps you at the bottom. This is how things like this keep you at the bottom. And this is when the disrespect happens. This is where the disrespect happens because here's the problem, yeah. Compared to your colleagues who are on higher salaries, the people that hired you, they're not gonna be like, you know what? Let's talk or treat my man or my girl a bit better, because they took less money, kind of stuff. They wouldn't, because the respect isn't there. They've got you under the pretense that they don't have to respect you the same because you accepted little compared to Sally, Michelle, and Rachel. Just give an example, and then you probably just accepted way less. It's like you're getting twanged. It's got to be a mutual level playing field where it's got to be honest and transparent. You can't be accepting them kind of things. Generally, there's a rule of thumb, but it's easier said than done. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll be honest. I might have done the same thing. Because my thing could be that for the reasons that I give, that it could be that I really wanted that particular position. It's gonna be a lot of changes positively to my life, and I got a plan to do it better. I understand it, so I'm not judging someone for doing it, but at least have an awareness of what's going on, and then try and negotiate things. If they're really trying to do it, and you haven't got any option, because a lot of it is that if you ain't got the options, you ain't got no leverage. So you want to get them. That's what it is about. It's also a leverage. So I understand it, but it's these things like that really piss me off, man. I don't like them kind of things, man. But it is capitalism, and that's what it does. It's just good to show you that it's like a lot of these things. There's just a lack of integrity, man. There's a lot of shafting going on. Man. And I don't know if it's because of social media. And then, because obviously LinkedIn is now considered like a social media platform, and a lot of people are just exposing it more, as to what it's always been exactly the same level of it happening, the frequency, and people are just talking about it more, or it's generally actually has increased. But I think it's a bloody joke. Guys, let me know in your comment section below, like what your thoughts are. Yeah, because no, you can't increase it. You can't increase it. The bar's too low. The beginning is one of the most important things in any aspect you do. It's always the beginning. It's always got to be from the get go. Like off the grid, what was you on from the start? What were you doing? Because I had enough. Because I've been applying to jobs. I mean, when I be applying to jobs, I see no application form, or someone calls me. They're like, "Oh, what was you doing before?" And then so obviously I've gone for a position, and they try to say to me, "Oh, like, what was you doing?" Like. So it could be in a similar industry, but it might be a completely different position, but under the same industry, and they might say to me, "Oh, but you done this particular position. Why don't you just go for the senior?" I'm like, "Well, I don't want to do that. I want to do this." They feel like they feel like it's up to them. They feel like they're the director, or like they write the script for you. So you have to, you're the character, and they've written that you're supposed to be doing this. No, it's not. I'm the right director of my own life. I could do what I want. But they feel like they have to. It's for them to impose yourself on it, man. Bro, this work life is a joke thing, but I can't even lie, man. For them kind of reasons, bro. For them kind of reasons why it just it sucks. But I think the thing is, you got to understand, what do you really want? Because it's about you, and at the end of the day, it ain't about them what they want. It's not about what they want, man. If you got somewhere on merit and you earned it, you have every right to be there as the next person that they have employed as well. Now here's the thing. If going back to that example, if you're completely new to the industry and they give you the starting salary and gave someone that's got a bit more experience a bit higher, that would make more sense. But to say that because you base it on in your career, once upon a time, some completely random career you had before, you was earning this, so we should lowball your starting salary by X amount. You should be grateful. Get out of here, man. Some prick. That's what they're trying to do. Because it's actually they're actually insulting you. They're actually mocking you. It's like saying that you're down there, so let's not get above your station, and that's where it is. And this is where you're conditioned to believe that you're supposed to be like that, man. You're not, man. You're not. You got a lot of people that earn a lot of money, don't even do much, and they claim it, but to them it's normalized. So you see in this country, that private schools like Eton, yeah. People that go to them private schools, or them people that don't, they're not necessarily always smarter than you. They're not necessarily always smarter than you, and not only that, what you have to realize with them as well is sometimes they can actually flunk their exams, but it's a mentality thing, because in their head it's predetermined they're never going to struggle in life. It's predetermined they're going to have 3 houses, they're going to drive a sports car, they're going to be able to go to the south of France on holiday and go to Dubai, etc., because it's the mentality of how they've been raised. So even if they mess up them GCSEs and mess up their A levels, or they get a bad mark in their uni, or they don't even go uni, that somehow they're going to have above average compared to the average Joe. It's going to happen. It's that kind of psychology. It ties in. It really ties into it. Yeah, or someone's going to give them a job in some business that they know some content. It's just one of them things. So I say that to say this: if you earn the right, stand your ground and say no. The starting salary clearly states this. Yes, I'm new to the industry. At least give me the official starting salary. You can't tell me take way less than the starting salary because I came from a completely different path. Otherwise, why are you hiring me, making me come in my freshly iron suit, or whatever you want to call it, and because this is the thing, they're gonna demand the same amount of, they're gonna actually demand the same amount of effort and results and performances than if you was on a start salary anyway, and lowball you to be grateful. Come on, man, think about what they're doing here, man. Don't accept that kind of stuff, man. Don't accept it. That's what they're on. It just got on my nerves, that video. I know that I did a little jokey intro and to quick higher, but this is the kind of realities that we see every day. These are the kind of realities that we see every day, man. You worked hard for what you did. Go and enjoy the fruits of their labour, man. Because otherwise, the whole thing about you get out what you put in is a myth. Because that's a joke thing. That's a joke thing, and it's become normalised as well. Down companies, man. They want to shaft. They're always looking to. People always want something for nothing, man. Nah, man. We're not victims here, man. We get what we deserve. If you actually generally deserve it, and hand on heart, if you deserve something or not, generally, yeah. But it's like, nah, man. It's crazy. But it's very dangerous to get into that mindset again. Yeah, you got to remember that the start, how you start off, typically sets the tone. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. You start off so far back that you believe. Because here's the thing: if you start off on 150,000 and then you go to 175,000, you would think that that's like another person's version of starting off for 175,000 and then getting to the 225,000 range. No, you're not, bruv. You're not. Like, come on, bro. That's like you start off like at minus 20 points deduction in a football league, and then you climb back to 0, and you think that you've gone high. No, you're at the start. The bar was so low. That's where you are. Get out of here, man. Anyway, guys, like this video, please. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with points I'm saying? Do you disagree? Do you see both sides? Again, I do see I see the other side of it as to why a candidate would do it, but I don't necessarily always agree necessarily with it. And I told you, I said I could be able to do it myself, but I have my that's the only reason. The reason I gave was the only possible reason, not because I don't believe that I actually deserve it. Yeah, if I do it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you next video. Peace.